How to stop my internal dialogue. Internal dialogue, often referred to as self-talk, constitutes the thoughts that continuously run through our minds. It's that inner voice offering commentary on the events transpiring around us, or our conscious and subconscious thoughts, the latter being the facet of our minds that wields influence over our actions and emotions, though not always within our full awareness. In essence, internal dialogue is a cognitive mechanism that allows us to apply logic to what's unfolding in our lives, helping us to better understand the world. However, it's important to note that the logic wielded by this inner voice can occasionally be skewed, fallible, or swayed by our emotions and past experiences. Consequently, our internal dialogue isn't always infallible. It can indeed get things wrong. The significance of internal dialogue resides in its role as an integral aspect of our humanity. It's this internal dialogue that equips us with the capacity to reason and contemplate various situations, contributing significantly to our ability to think and make sense of the world around us. But here's the catch: what we think and the language we employ can wield considerable influence over our mood, self-confidence, and self-esteem. In essence, our internal dialogue has the power to be both beneficial and detrimental to our overall well-being. Let's delve into this further: the impact of internal dialogue on our well-being. For individuals inclined toward anxiety, their internal dialogue can inadvertently reinforce their feelings of unease. In some instances, anxiety can even disrupt one's internal dialogue, setting the stage for a vicious cycle of negative thinking. Those grappling with low self-esteem often find themselves ensnared in a continuous internal dialogue characterized by self-criticism, exacerbating their struggles. Strikingly, the harshest critic one might encounter is often none other than the voice within, our self-talk. Just as a smile can induce feelings of happiness, exposure to negative language and unhappy thoughts, including those in our internal dialogue, can significantly impact our mood. Negative self-talk, especially if it tends toward self-deprecation, can be detrimental. Cultivating a more positive internal dialogue has the potential to engender positive feelings, self-compassion, and an improved mood. All these facets underscore the critical role internal dialogue plays in our mental well-being, and by extension, the potential for a more contented life. Consequently, learning to manage our internal dialogue emerges as a crucial skill in the pursuit of mental health. NACR, a framework for managing internal dialogue. 1. Notice. The initial step toward managing internal dialogue involves heightening our awareness of it. Some individuals have a keen sense of their internal dialogue, experiencing it as an ongoing conversation within their minds. For others, this awareness is less pronounced, making it more challenging to attune to their inner thoughts. Techniques such as meditation can help individuals concentrate on their thoughts, fostering heightened awareness. Alternatively, consciously contemplating what our next thought might be can create space for greater mindfulness. This awareness should focus on identifying recurring thought patterns, including the directions our internal dialogue veers when left to wander, offering insights into current concerns. Instances of negative self-criticism. 2. Arrest. Once negative self-talk is detected, it must be stopped in its tracks. Picture it as a wrongdoer being apprehended and handcuffed before further harm can be done. Writing down self-critical thoughts each time they surface throughout the day can be enlightening. The act of documenting these thoughts may reveal just how self-abusive we are toward ourselves. 3. Challenge. Self-critical internal dialogue is often rooted in unfounded claims or unsupported assertions. Challenging these thoughts becomes paramount. Here are some pertinent questions to consider. Is the thought true? Does it have factual support, or is it mere conjecture? Does it serve any constructive purpose or aid in achieving long-term goals? How might my emotional state differ if I didn't entertain these thoughts? For instance, if your self-talk perpetuates notions like "I'm useless" or "I'm hopeless," it's vital to assess their accuracy. Are you genuinely devoid of any value, or have you never achieved anything worthwhile? Does a single mistake negate all your past accomplishments? Remember the words of wisdom. Find me a person who has never made a mistake, and I'll show you a liar. 4. Replace. Negative self-talk must be supplanted with positive, supportive, and factual statements. Consider the kind and empathetic words you would offer to a friend or child in a similar situation. Build a repertoire of such affirmations to replace damaging and pessimistic self-talk. Some examples include, I am a capable and competent person. I am strong and worthy. While I may make mistakes, I always strive to improve. I am capable of learning from my errors. I am a compassionate individual. Building this catalog of positive affirmations facilitates a transformation of our internal dialogue from self-critical to self-compassionate, enhancing our overall mental outlook. Cultivating a positive internal dialogue. Avoid falling into the trap of relentless self-criticism. We often impose expectations on ourselves that we wouldn't dare levy on our closest friends. It's crucial to steer clear of negative self-criticism within our internal dialogue. Consciously shift your thinking. Instead of fixating on what went wrong, focus on what can be done differently in the future or the lessons learned. When self-critical thoughts begin to spiral, give yourself a firm but gentle command to stop. Remind yourself that this negative self-talk is unhelpful. Controlling your internal dialogue is a skill that, like any other, necessitates practice and patience. Initial attempts may prove challenging, but with persistence, it becomes more manageable. Don't be too hard on yourself during this learning process. Remember that it's okay to make mistakes. Ultimately, your internal dialogue can evolve into a source of strength and positivity, enhancing your mental well-being and overall quality of life.